Most men get into dating and relationship advice and start searching the internet for advice on dating after going through a lot of darkness in their life. Let's be realistic here. And they suffer greatly either from lack of love when it comes to women, or they've been burnt by women, and that's why they start searching online to try and learn how to be better at this. And I guess that does make sense. If you want to learn anything in life, you do need to learn about it. You go to university to get a career, you know, get an education, learn things. There's no reason why you shouldn't do that with dating advice as well. But today I want to talk about the dark side. But before we kick it off, I'm Dave, and this channel is dedicated to giving you no bullshit, novel dating advice for the modern man. There's a free PDF in the description on how to overcome adversity. I recommend that you download that because the reason why I'm in this location, these are some of the most beautiful beaches in Australia, if not the world. And I'm staying not too far down there. It's kind of secluded, quiet, and I'm out here to write my book. And my book is kind of an autobiographical my life and dating, and it is quite possibly one of the darkest books you will ever read. It is dark. It is so dark. I'm reading it and I can't believe how dark this book is. Let's just put it that way. So I recommend that you guys download that free PDF on how to overcome adversity to start with, and then I can email you when I've completed this book. If you want to know where the most beautiful Australian girls are, they're right here. This is by far the best place in Australia to find the most beautiful girls in Australia. I'm not sure if I want to tell you where this location is, but there's a TV show called Home and Away. I don't know if you've heard of Home and Away, but I might drop a few hints. This is technically Summer Bay. Baywatch has been filmed here, and some of the most advertisements that you see on Australian TV are filmed along these 5 beaches. It's a very wealthy area, and well, as you guys know about hypergamy, wealthy men have beautiful wives, and well, those couples have beautiful daughters, and they're also very fit because they learn to surf and swim on these very beaches right here. So I might tell you a little bit later on. Now let's get back to the dark stuff. So I'm writing my book, and it is possibly the most darkest story I've ever heard. I'm not lying. I've seen some horror movies in the past, but this is definitely the type of story where someone dies and the story never gets told. And this is quite often something that happens in the manosphere, where men suffer, and it's not at the hands of women. They suffer by the courts or other things like that. And I'm not saying that that's something that happened to me. My story's far more brutal than just being charged with even murder or rape or something like that. That would be an easy story to write. Almost being killed and choked, and a lot of horrific things. But there's a reoccurring message in the book that I'm writing, and that is things can only get worse. They can be very bad to start with, and when things are going bad, you can start to make some bad decisions and try to avoid those bad decisions. And quite often, the good decisions will require you to put in a lot of hard work, putting a lot of effort, and the payoff is very, very minimum, if anything. almost like you're out there in the surf and the waves are coming and you need to expend a lot of energy just to keep your head above water, or you drown and die. You need to put in a lot of effort, energy, and make the right decisions while you're out there. And that's a reoccurring theme of this book that I'm writing, is when you're going through adversity, there's not too many good options. It's one bad option or a worse option. You just take the least worst option, and the least worst option quite often requires you to work harder, put in more effort, and you're not going to overcome anything really fast. You're just trying to survive in the moment. And men in the manosphere, I've recently realized, though, since I've been making these videos, I've started to study the manosphere, and I'm about to do a podcast with a mgtow, one of the biggest mgtows in the world. And I had a look at mgtow and blue pill, purple pill, black pill, the incel community. Gee, that's dark. That's dark. That's really dark. It's such a dark topic to talk about in such a beautiful place. Look at that. Beautiful, isn't it? Yeah, there's a part in the book where I explain how I'm homeless, sitting in my car, stitches all through the top of my head, blood-stained shirt, in some country town in the middle of nowhere, and I'm sitting in the driver's seat, just looking, just with the door open, just looking out, and there's a dead bird there. And I think to myself, maybe I should just commit suicide. That might be one of the many options that I have at this moment. That's as dark as you can get, right? That's pretty dark. But one thing that helps you appreciate the good things in life is seeing the absolute depths of hell. And I can say that I've seen the depths of hell. I've been to some of the worst depths that a human being has been to. Seriously. And that makes you appreciate beautiful scenes like this a little bit more. You appreciate the small things in life. You appreciate the birds. You appreciate so much more when you've seen the depths. What goes down must come up, and the further into the depths of hell you've been, the more likely you are to appreciate the smallest things. And this area here, see these houses? All these houses are worth at least 10, 15, some are worth $20 million each. And all of these houses, well, the vast majority, are owned by wealthy Australian men. If you have a look down here, right on the, you can see right overlooking the water there, those ones have to be worth a lot more. This one right on the corner here has to be worth at least $15-20 million. And all those men that have that much wealth, they do have a large sample size of women to choose from. So they find themselves marrying beautiful women, mostly, not always. A lot of these guys are very blue pill, and they find themselves in awful marriages with the wrong woman. But some, and I dare say the vast majority, have beautiful wives and they have beautiful daughters. And so this area right here is an extremely wealthy area that has, in my opinion, some of the most beautiful women in Australia. The surf is great out here. Can you see that wave right there? This one? When the surf's really large, these rocks create this almost perfect right-hander break that barrels on the rocks. It's very dangerous though, it's very shallow. And as a testament to how good this surf break is, the greatest surfer of all time has an apartment just around the corner right here, just above it. He bought himself an apartment. Beautiful area here. And yeah, there's one thing I wanted to make clear, is that just because of the darkness before doesn't mean that things are still bad for me right now. And if you're going through a hard time right now, doesn't mean that it's going to be like that forever. You just need to make the right decisions now, put in the hard yards now to try and make sure that you get through those times. And most of the time, those hard times that have struck you right now are not your fault. It's not something that you have done to deserve what has happened to you. I guess the same as me right now. Oh, that's another nice wave. If it was a little bit bigger, it'd be better. I'm walking along there and I'm in a little bit of pain, and this grandpa is about 60 years old, overtook me. It's a little bit embarrassing. So while writing this dark book, I came to the realization that some of my semi-successes in life were always overshadowed by my ability in this industry. So I'm going to give this industry a go, and right now I'm out here for the next week. It's my birthday in a couple of days. I am going to write this book because it's nice and quiet out here. And I'm also creating a 30-day challenge, which is a digital product that I'll be releasing, and it'll be dirt cheap. So what I'm going to do is give this a go. If you can guess where I'm at, leave a comment. But if you'd like to know, I'm posting it on my Instagram. If you watch this far, that is, on One Man's Life Mission, the Instagram there, I'm posting where I'm at and what I'm doing out here. So you can follow me there. And if you've gone through some dark times, perhaps this little ebook might help. How to overcome adversity. It's a little tiny ebook, and it's free, and it'll give me your email so I can send you an email when I complete this dark book that I am writing right now. It is dark. There's very few people or very few stories that I've heard that are as awful as this. But yeah, my goal is to release this digital product. It's going to be dirt cheap and have the book, and then fly around and enter into this industry and see how I go. If it fails, it fails, whatever. But I'm going to give it a go because I think that I have what it takes to make it as a coach in this industry. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.